Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kagam. Oh my goodness. Okay. So before when I was like about to do this video, I was like, all I can think about today are two things. I can think about the Hermes Kelly, the Hermes Birkin. I can think about my diet because I'm on a kind of lifestyle change. I want to lose quite a bit of weight. I was looking at my wedding photographs the other day for the anniversary of my wedding. And you know, when you look at photographs, you're like, let me stop you right there. Like, no. So I've started this new diet. I'm kind of doing like one meal a day, but with Atkins, but it's not a true one meal a day kind of thing, to be fair. So that's like really like a driving force in my life right now in terms of what I'm up to, and also obviously my job, my business. So I was like, today I was thinking about Hermes, and it's so funny how it came up because I was like, oh, when I got back from work today, I was like, I really want to go and get some Oreos. And then I like logged into my YouTube and I was actually watching some videos from some other content creators. And then on the homepage, like this video of Kim Kardashian holding like a Birkin came up, and I was like, yeah, that's it. So I need to keep to my diet so I can be thin as F. And also, I have to do an Hermes video, which is what I was planning to do today. You guys know I'm a Cartier girl through and through, so normally most of my videos on this channel are about Cartier, but I actually have some Hermes things we need to discuss because I think Hermes are also out of control, but just in a different way. So I've got some really interesting things we're going to discuss in this video, so make sure you keep watching. Don't mind me melting. It's so hot in Tanzania right now and the AC is off so it doesn't like interfere with the video. Guys, what is going on at the moment with Hermes? Okay, I actually went on their website today and I was reading the sort of like financial side of their website. I had no idea Hermes was as big of a brand as it is based off the things I was reading on the website. It's absolutely insane. Hermes has more than 100 boutiques in Europe alone. They have more than 10 boutiques in the region of Oceania, which is obviously like Australia, Papua New Guinea, places like that, Indonesia. They have 126 boutiques, I believe, in Asia, according to the website. And they have like 13 in Latin America. They have 40 in North America. I have elephantine memory, guys, so I can look at something and remember. They don't have any in Africa, sadly. Hopefully we'll get one eventually one day. But I was like, whoa, Hermes have got tons of stores. So then that got me thinking about the Birkin and the Kelly and buying them from new. What do you guys think? Let's discuss this issue because obviously anyone who likes the Birkin or the Kelly clearly would love to have the experience of buying it new. I know many people on YouTube have said that they've gone into the boutiques and been offered it cold, and I think that's great. And I believe those videos. There's no reason not to believe it. But I think many people have also gone to boutiques, asked, and been blanked. And that is why there's such a massive, like rampant, like market for the freaking, like secondhand Birkins and secondhand Kellys, or people who just going into the store, lucking out buying one and then reselling it on the grey market for more money. My view is like, based on the fact that they have a massive network of stores on the website, they were saying in one of their financial releases, they're saying they have 310 standalone boutiques globally. That's mad. That's a ton of stores. I think sometimes like for us who love luxury, we get so focused and so drilled down into like the major cities like New York, like London, like Paris, etc., Berlin, but they've got tons of boutiques. So I've come up with a strategy. I'm not saying it's going to work. I've never bought a Birkin or a Kelly, so this could be a fake strategy, but I've been doing a lot of research and I think my strategy could work. I want to know what you guys think. But I was thinking, instead of the tried and tested methods of, number one, buying tons of scarves, buying tons of, all their tableware, all the things that they're currently flogging, they have a lot of stuff that they sell. Instead of buying that, why not find a more off the beaten path Hermes boutique and kind of set roots up there? Example, I was looking at their store network. They've got a boutique in Saint-Tropez in France. They have a boutique in Monte Carlo in Monaco. I was like, ooh, okay. These are places that are popular with tourists. I mean, obviously right now there won't really be a lot of people in those places, but they're definitely popular with tourists. They're popular with like the jet set, kind of like a clique, as it were. But obviously they're not going to have like as massive traffic as maybe somewhere like the Faubourg store in Paris or the Sloane Street store. I believe it's the Sloane Street store, but one of the main boutiques in London. It's either Sloane Street or New Bond Street. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. So I was thinking, how about going off the beaten track and finding like Hermes standalone boutique that is somewhere where obviously there will be clients, that's why they've opened there, but it's not going to be as jam-packed as, say, like the Faubourg store in Paris or any of the standalone London boutiques. What do you guys think? I know that some people have been able to walk into boutiques and get offered a Birkin or a Kelly. It's obviously a unicorn-like event, which is why these videos get tons of views, and there's so many people on forums who say this has happened to them. I just feel like I would never be that lucky. I just feel like I would walk in there and do everything in my power, and they'd be like, yeah, we don't have anything in stock at the moment. So I was thinking that that could be a approach that you could do, and it seems more of like a wild goose chase or like a sort of like golden Easter egg hunt, but it seems a little bit better than kind of hoping for the whole appointment system, because I feel like Hermes know what they're doing with the appointment system. There was an article on Purse Bop, someone who actually has a crocodile Birkin. I mean, that is like a grail piece. Someone who actually has a crocodile Birkin. She went to the Faubourg store in Paris. She got an appointment. She asked to see Birkins and Kellys, and she was denied. I mean, that does not really inspire like a lot of passion and hope for me when it comes to the Faubourg store. I mean, what do you guys think? Like, is that something that you would consider? Would you go to one of the like main boutiques, or would you maybe go off the beaten track? I think going off the beaten track for Hermes, maybe choosing a little bit more of an obscure boutique and maybe in a city that isn't that popular, but where maybe Hermes have a footprint and have a boutique, and maybe trying there. Guys, what do you think? Can it work? Can it not work? I need to know what you think. I'm very, very curious on this issue. Okay, so in this video, I'm not really going to talk about prices because I think most of that stuff you can find online. I'll post some links in the description to the current pricing ranges for the Kelly and for the Birkin. My other issue with Hermes, obviously, is they have created this grey market for resale and for secondhand Birkins. I've talked about my issues with pre-loved before. I am not a fan of pre-loved bags. I'm not against it, and I'm not going to say that like I wouldn't get a pre-loved bag, because I don't think that's realistic. There's certain pieces that come in certain collections that you really like. I don't know if anyone remembers this, but a few years ago, there's this really cute like pink velvet ombre bag from Chanel. Really, really liked it. I think it's from 2019, 2018. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I saw that on Fashion File the other day. I feel like for certain pieces that I personally like, I would be like, okay, cool, like let me consider it. But I'm just not a fan of pre-loved. And particularly when it comes to Hermes, I feel like for a Chanel one-off piece, I would maybe consider pre-loved. But for like the Kelly or the Birkin, I would just prefer to buy that brand new. Which then brings us back to, how do you get this thing brand new without a purchasing history? To me, it seems like the luck of the draw. Another thing you could do, which I heard that people talked about in some luxury shopping Facebook groups, they talked about how if you have a friend who is connected within the sort of Hermes universe of shopping, so maybe someone who is an owner at Hermes, who is a client that they know, maybe if you tag along with your mate, maybe then you can be offered a Birkin or a Kelly. Now, that is annoying. It's irritating. This also kind of brings up another issue of like, what happens though if you do get offered a Kelly, if you do get offered a Birkin, and it's not in a color you like? I like one of my best friends, her favorite color is blue. I don't really like blue, and I feel like if I was like, say, I'm just speaking hypothetically here, but say I was offered a Birkin or a Kelly and it was in blue, I'd be like, oh, I can't like do this. And normally in any other color, I'd probably take it, to be honest, particularly with the Kelly or the Birkin. I just feel like, you know, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And I don't know. I just kind of feel like this kind of pressure to buy what you have to like buy. And then maybe one day they'll grant you the honor of spending, 7 grand up to 11 grand on a Kelly. I mean, I think that's a very irritating business model, but it's obviously working for Hermes. Let's see if they're still going to carry on with the virus kind of slapping all the luxury brands, faces at the moment. But I don't really see it affecting Hermes that much. People want to be back shopping. People love these brands. People want to look and feel beautiful. And Hermes like slides beautifully into that. And particularly with the Birkin and the Kelly. I feel like Hermes didn't bank on how Instagrammable and how like TikTokable these two bags are. Even for me, like I live on Pinterest. I love Pinterest. There's so many of them on Pinterest and they're not replicas. Like people have like posted them from their blogs. Like this is my Kelly, this is my Birkin. So I just feel like Hermes just need to make a decision on what they want to do long term. But obviously they still are happy to harass people and deny them Birkins or Kellys. Okay, you guys. So I wanted to also talk about Ferrari a little bit. Ferrari is very similar to Hermes, just super quickly, just to highlight my point on how ridiculous all of this stuff is. If you want to buy a limited edition Ferrari car from the dealer, you will not even be allowed, frankly, to look at the bleeding thing unless you have purchased other Ferraris from new, not used. Hermes are kind of using that same approach as Ferrari. They don't want people who, for the most part, basically are just going to come in and say, I want a Kelly, I want a Birkin. They want that long-term relationship. And I think that's why they put pressure on the whole purchase history thing. And it's ironic, isn't it, that Hermes have a horse in their logo. Ferrari have a horse in their logo. I love horses. I think they're great. But I don't think the way Ferrari and Hermes deal with this issue is good. It is what it is. There's nothing that anyone can do about it. So it's just about dealing with the issue at hand. I think that the virus may kind of decrease pressure, though, in terms of them blanking you if you ask from new. The only reason I say that is because foot traffic will be low. Of course, there'll always be personal shoppers. There'll always be resellers. Like, can I see the back end? Can I see the back end? And there was an interesting post I saw in like this forum, and they talked about how don't come across like a personal shopper when you're in the boutique. Look at things, maybe use that as your opportunity to go on a Hermes binge and then ask to see a Kelly and then ask to see a Birkin. Or you can ask nicely, like, do you have anything else special that I can see that you can show me? You can speak in code. That's another thing that a lot of people on forums who have been successful in purchasing a Birkin or a Kelly have said. Or if you are going to be buying lots of trinkets and lots of gifts for people, I think it's obvious though if you are a personal shopper, because it's not going to come across like an exciting thing, whereas someone who's buying something for themselves, it comes across like exciting, it's vibrant, you're just like, yay, I'm buying something for myself. So I think that's also a thing. Like, don't come across like a personal shopper. Don't come across like you're just buying it to buy it, but actually come across because you're excited. I think the whole speaking in code thing is pretty ridiculous. But I think that people are doing whatever they need to do in order to get a Kelly or a Birkin from new. And for me, like, I am just interested in them from new. I'm not saying I wouldn't buy it pre-loved, but that's just not my vibe. And that's not really something I'm interested in. If you're interested in pre-loved Birkins, I think that's great. Or pre-loved Kellys, that's amazing. But yeah, this is more just talking about getting it from new. I'm very curious to hear what people think of my strategies and my ideas. Do you think that these ideas could work? Remember what I said? Going off the beaten path, sending your boyfriend or husband, which is like a universal idea, or speaking in code, speaking in a kind of, coded cipher, like a puzzle, like, hey, so is there anything else you want to show me today? Oh yeah, maybe. You want to see some other stuff? And then see what they bring out. Or just asking directly, can I see some Kellys? Can I see some Birkins? Obviously, being prepared to hear no. Okay, which sucks. I love these bags. I think they're great. They're more of a long-term thing. Maybe next year, maybe the year after that. To me, when I think, and I do genuinely mean this, I'm not a hype beast or following things for hype. And that's why I want to make it clear, like, I like Hermes, but I wouldn't say I like Hermes as much as Cartier, which is my favorite luxury brand, or to be honest, even Vuitton, I know that LV gets a lot of stick and a lot of hate, particularly that crafty collection of theirs right now, which is yikes. But I think that aesthetically, Louis Vuitton is still up there, and it can still compete with any of these brands any day of the week. But when it comes to Hermes, I really like the bracelets. I actually like those pillows. I've seen a few of those pillows on Instagram and Pinterest, and they're so nice. But obviously, I wouldn't say that I'm like, okay, I want to buy everything. Although they do have this one perfume that my mum got, and it's amazing. I forgot the name. I think it's called Merveilleux or Merveilleuse. Does anyone know the name of that perfume? I have to double check that before I edit this video, and maybe I won't, but we'll see. So I feel like the whole purchase history thing is just so like drawn out and annoying, and it's just not something that I would want to do. But then at the same time, I'm like, damn, like getting like a Kelly in like a sort of like cafe au lait or mocha kind of like color, or like a sort of dark chocolatey brown, or even in a pink. I have like a list of Hermes colors that I've actually put on my blog, and I'll link that post in the description. There's so many stunning colors for the Birkin. They are absolutely breathtaking. You can get it in pastels, you can get it in like browns, you can get it in blues, you can get it in grays. I mean, it is tyranny, and this is why people who buy Birkins are constantly buying stacks of them. I get it now. After seeing the colors that they come in, I was like, oh my gosh, they're so gorgeous. So for me, I kind of feel pressure though, just thinking about the whole color issue, because like, what if like that grail moment happens, the holy grail moment happens, you get there, they're like, would you like to see the Kellys? You're like, yeah. Would you like to see the Birkins? Yeah. And then they bring out a Birkin that's not your color. Like, what do you do? What do you do? I need to know from you guys, because I'm thinking like, if I ever even was like lucky enough to be offered, I feel like I'd be frightened, and you might just be pressured to buy. No, I'm kidding. I couldn't buy a color that I don't like. I think I just mentioned, I'm not a fan of blue. I don't like blue. Yes, I know there's blue in my shirt here, but it's a bit different because it's like a tropical shirt. But I don't really like blue that much. I think if there's any blue I would consider, it would be like a light blue, like a powder blue, something like that. But I'm not a massive fan of blue. Green is okay. Again, not a massive fan. I'm more the fan of like pinks. I like browns. I like chocolate. I like cafe au lait type colors. I like orange. I like red. Those are, I would say, like my colors. But I always gravitate to pink in some shape or form. I always gravitate to it. It doesn't matter what it is. White is great, but I just feel like a white Birkin. I have a white Forever 21 bag, and that one just gives me hives when I look at it, and I'm like, great, I need to clean you again. So yeah. Guys, what do you think? I need to know your opinions. Don't forget to drop me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you've even got this far, thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video, which is on Thursday. I might do a video on Saturday because Saturday is my cheat day. So you never know, you might get a vlog. But yeah, keep it locked, and thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in my next video.